Yes, it's so great to meet you, Nigel, and thank you so much for taking the time to chat today. So, I guess first and foremost, can you just like tell us a little bit about yourself, like introduce yourself, and how long have you sort of been teaching for? What do you like to do for fun? All of that fun stuff.
I've been teaching for about 20 years now, father of four, grandfather of two, coach for over 20 years of various sports, including basketball has been my main focus, both in school and clubs. And I did a into a provincial team, but I did a regional team already this in the past. So this is actually my first year not officially coaching a club team.
Oh, wow.
Taking taking some time off. I'm also a motivational speaker on the side, so I'm taking some more time off to work on my motivational speaking on the side, outside of school hours. I just love to inspire kids and work with kids. It started by accident. Um, One of my kids' coaches didn't show up to practice, and so I
Oh
just jumped
gosh.
in, and from there it's been snowballed from there. And I was in the banking business before, but I always like to serve, so naturally moved into education. Dad was a teacher. I jokingly say that I didn't want to become a teacher because I didn't want to work. I wanted to work 9 to 5 because I
Yeah.
saw how much work my dad did. Sure enough, the business I went into, I never worked 9 to 5 in my life.
hmm
So I said, if I'm going to work this hard, I might as well become a teacher and do something I enjoy. So
Totally.
that's what I do. I spend my time dealing with working with kids, inspiring and keep myself fit. That's been my new passion over the last 4 years. Rededicated to taking care of myself because I take care of others. So it's just been what I've been going on.
100%. And that's so important, I think, like taking care of yourself before you can take care of others, especially in something like teaching. Like it's such a demanding job. And I think for most of us who are teachers, like your heart is really in it and you always want to give like your best to inspire. So, to give your best, you gotta take care of yourself, right? So,
And my mom and dad passed away 5 years, what were 2005? Yeah, dad passed forward,
mhm.
mom passed five. So that's when I really took a shift of starting to focus on myself. And I looked at it one way and I looked at it, my students deserve sirloin mignon,
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
not ground beef. So I like to give them prime rib, not ground beef. So I take care of myself so I can serve them better.
That's awesome. That's such a good analogy. I'm going to start using that. So, speaking of your students, Nigel, it's obviously the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
And one of the things that we know that is like so important for classroom and building a classroom community is just that getting to know your students. So what kind of like things do you do, I guess, at the beginning of the year to get to know your new group and know them as individuals and start to build that like class community?
I do all the basics that we all have on online, get to know your students, fill out the paperwork. And I do a little trick, not a trick, but I do art. I'm not a big artist. So what I do is I use the guided art lessons teach you so much about kids. It teaches you who can follow instructions, who's going to work ahead, who's going to take care of the details, who's just going to get it done for the sake of getting it done. So
Yeah.
all that from a basic op art piece, I can figure out within the first day who follows instruction well, who likes to go ahead and who doesn't listen well. So there's something to be learned from every activity you do with kids. So that's my first day lesson. It's not even a lesson. I just put it on the YouTube, and I could teach it because I've done it every day, but every year.
Yeah.
But it just shows when the computer's not working, I need to. But it just shows me who can follow instructions and who likes to color and who doesn't like to color. And then you have the old-fashioned art. Like I said, I'm not an artist, but art shows so much in kids' personalities.
hmm
So I do the name art, draw your little symbols. I do I do a really what I call an in-depth I am lesson. So they write the word I am, but we spend a lot of time talking about how those are the two most powerful words in the English language. Because
Yeah.
what follows them determines who you are a lot of times. I am powerful. I am unique. I am beautiful. I am resilient. Those are the words I want my kids to be writing at the beginning of the year and the end of the year. Because even if you're not there yet, if you speak it and you believe it, it's going to start coming into play. I run a yeah, a strict class. I'm not going to deny it. I run a strict class, but I found that by me running a strict class, it lets me see my class better. Because when I
Mm,
have everybody working, I can see who's struggling. I can see who's having problems.
right.
And I did this actually a couple days ago and today. I can call people back to my desk and talk to them for 2, 3 minutes because the other ones are working. So I'll frequently do that. I'll just call them back and just say, "How you doing? It's been a good week," and just check up with them that way.
Yeah,
So
that's so important because I feel like a lot of times things are so busy in the classroom that, it's hard to get that one-on-one time, but like really those 2, 3 minutes of that one-on-one can make a huge difference. Like not even just for you to sort of do those check-ins, but even just to help those students like feel seen, right? Like, oh, he cares about how I'm doing versus just sitting in the back of the class and, struggling but feeling like I have to deal with it on my own.
I just like to have music in my life. So I've always said from the beginning, the music's for me, not for you.
Mhm.
So now I've started to I give them a little bit, but not a lot.
Yeah.
And the thing is with the music too is Spotify has just been a lifesaver
Mm,
because my playlists, people ask me, what's your favorite type of music? And I will honestly say I don't have a favorite type of music. It depends on what mood I want to create.
mhm.
So in the classroom, it's generally country or some pop, but soft pop. It's not dance music.
Yeah.
It's not dance music. It's not even before I work out, I have a pre-mix, which is completely different than my workout mix.
Right.
Because I want to get energized before I go work out. Then I need the base to work out.
Mhm.
And then for my cardio, because I know myself, I need to be relaxed. So I don't mind saying I listen to Backstreet Boys or Michael Jackson when I do my half hour of cardio every day.
Yeah.
And then when I go home, I put 70s slow songs on to bring me back down.
Right.
So music will helps create the moods. And that's I use to help create the mood and create the energy. So
Great. That's awesome. And like what kid doesn't like to have music playing when when they
yeah.
work, right?
And
So,
they'll give me requests, and once in a while I'll play it, once in a while I won't. I'll add a few songs onto it. And last year's class, they really liked Taylor Swift. Someone gave me a Swiftie bracelet, so I'm
I
still
was gonna
wearing it.
say I noticed.
Because she's in my class again this year, so I've kept it on for her all year.
Yeah.
But they had the one song, our song, and
Right.
they sang it so well that I would honestly play it on Spotify and then mute it, and they would
Mhm.
just keep going. And then I would unmute it, and they were still on track.
Yeah.
Mute it, and they would just sing along with it, and they just do it right on the beat and everything else. But they told me I had to take it off of this year's playlist because they left the class.
Oh yeah.
So it was our song, but I can't play it for another class. So
Yeah, it's their song,
it's
right?
their
It's
song,
our song as a
and
class.
it's shut. I'm not sure if there's a reason why people still pay money to go to concerts
Mhm.
because we still need that live experience.
Mhm.
And listening to them sing was just uplifting for me. Made me feel good. So
Yeah. That's awesome. That's
yeah,
so great. Let's dive into Edwin a little
yeah,
bit.
absolutely.
So with everything essentially that we have to juggle as teachers, it can often feel like prep time is getting like less and less. Just wondering what like your thoughts are on like how do you use Edwin to make like planning and instruction like easier or more efficient for you? Like what's your general
Wow.
go-to of how you use it?
Wow. Great question. Relevant question. Because I have a supply teacher coming in tomorrow morning while I have IEP meetings. So
Mm,
we're doing math. So what did I do for math for tomorrow morning? Log in, watch a YouTube. I'm not going to say his name. He's really good at YouTube, does like a 5-minute video.
yeah.
And then go to Edwin lesson 2.1, go through it. You can either project it or the kids can do it beside them. And you can do the guided learning and the practice and the hands-on in the notebooks. So I don't have to tell this teacher now to teach factors. I think that's what they're teaching, factors and prime composites. He has that lesson right there for him or her. He's already got that lesson. That's my lesson planning.
Mm.
Like, any teacher will tell you the worst part of being going for taking a day off is writing supply plans.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's like, oh my gosh, I gotta explain my brain to these people.
Right.
It's
But
tricky.
with the Edwin math, that lesson's right there for you. It's the same lesson you're going to be teaching anyways. That lesson's right there for you. It gives you the step-by-step instruction. So right there, you have your math right there. So that's my supply. And then when they're done, they can go do their science because that's been assigned on Edwin as well. So everything works together. And when I'm looking at planning, curriculum's first, but what meets my curriculum?
Mm, hmm.
And if someone wants to ask me why you're using Edwin and not something else, I would say in today's environment, the information that is out there is like drinking through a fire hose.
Yeah.
We are getting there is so much information out there. But what do we drink? Now, my age, we drank out of a garden hose. Kids these days, that's just completely crazy. But I think they can still get the fire hose analogy. There's so much coming at us that the hardest part is not finding information, it's finding relevant and appropriate information.
Mm-hmm.
Finding information is no longer hard. It's just close your eyes and call Siri
Yeah.
or Alexa or whatever. Well, you got to find and relevant. And well, I got a resource here that's already curriculum related. High, low, and regular learning, high and low regular learning, enriched, below grade, enriched. It's already there for me. There is a note from our OECTA saying not to use AI for lessons,
Mm,
which I completely get. Chat's great for that. I've been using chat a lot more recently. But I'll be honest, I had chat pull me off 10 art lessons for ideas. Because when I looked at the lessons, it wasn't me. I
mm-hmm.
didn't like the way it was structured. I didn't like what they did, even though I gave it all the constraints and everything I wanted. It still wasn't me. So
Mm-hmm.
I took those ideas and just taught it a different way. Ended up
Yeah,
being something I already taught anyways, but in the past, it just gave me the ideas for a refresher.
totally. Yeah, sometimes that's what you
Similarly,
need.
it's what I need. It's just generating ideas for me. It's not telling me how to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I coach basketball, someone said, "Oh yeah, I just went to chat and they gave me a basketball plan." You can't. I said, "You have no idea what your team needs."
Mm-hmm.
When I spent more time doing basketball plans than I did teaching plans, but then again, because I was more individualized. But you got to be able to teach what your students need. And Edwin has all the resources there. It just, okay, I need to teach expectation 3.1 and 2.2, or whatever's in my IEP, how to do this. Boom, Edwin matches it off for me.
Mm.
And then when I got to do report cards, it's already there. My expectations already been met because I already taught this lesson. So for the planning purposes, it's right there for me. Whether I'm a young teacher just starting out with a new lesson, it's going to be there for me. And I know it's going to be curriculum aligned.
Mm-hmm.
Whether I'm a veteran teacher, my dad used to do lesson plans on a napkin.
Oh yeah. Wow.
I can do a speech on a napkin, but so could he. But I can still pull off what I need to learn. What do I need to do? It's already here for me.
Yeah.
And it's board approved. It's board approved. Now, this is just so relevant that I met with my consultant. One of the consultants was in the building yesterday, and we used to have a math consultant. Anyway, so she does math consulting, and they do long range plans as well.
Mm.
And they use another software and Edwin as well. So Edwin's now board approved by our board, which makes it a lot easier for me to use.
Yeah.
And they've given me lessons and sidekicks to go with it. So I already know my long range plans are already done, similar to what you guys have, but I'm using theirs because the same thing but different. But it's already
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
So I don't have to spend 2 hours going searching through, stop to say, is this relevant for my class? Is this curriculum expectation? Am I meeting this? I don't have to worry about a parent saying why are they learning this?
Mm.
Not that I ever worried about it in the first place, but in today's society, you never know.
Yep. Yep.
So for the newbies out there, it's already board approved. It's already curriculum approved. You don't have to worry about that. And you, your principals are going to love you because you're going to save paper cost.
Yeah. That's
You're
true.
going to save paper cost.
Hmm.
I wasn't worried. I was a culprit. I always found ways around it. But you got to change. It's really just it's adapting. And why, if you ask me why I would use Edwin, it's just adapting to the new environment we're in.
Mm.
Kids have got to be able, kids are using more technology. Let me rephrase that. Kids are using more technology. We got to be able to use more technology as well.
Yeah.
Last year, I had my class start using Canva because they're going to need it.
Hmm.
20 years ago, I don't even want to start putting my time into this, but Microsoft Word was probably like, oh, we're never going to use this. We're going to do that. I'm old enough to remember typing though, okay? So that's just how old I am. But
Yeah. I mean, hey, me too. I took typing, like we would go to the library every week and do like all the right type and, typing
yes,
programs and all that kind of
yeah.
stuff.
No, I'm talking old-fashioned typewriters. But
Yeah.
yes, I remember the typing program too. Yes, absolutely. But Word has changed so much,
Hmm.
and we have to adapt to that. Research is changing. Complete is AI is just throwing research just completely in a totally different realm.
Mm.
Like we don't do a lot of research in grade 6, 7 yet, but I frankly remember last year this time, I could confidently say to my students, Google is not a source of information. I can't say that now. Probably 6 months after, I think it's probably in January, I started realizing it that I can't say that now because you type up Google or Bing or whatever, and they're getting AI generated answers,
Mm-hmm.
which are not completely wrong. I don't know if they're 100% accurate, but they're not completely wrong.
Yeah.
Which, so they no longer have to find. I'm looking at a project they did on like background in Vancouver. It was from Edwin as well. They didn't have to research that.
Mm.
Like I know the original intent was for them to go in. I'm not blaming whoever made it's Edwin, right? But
Yeah.
whoever made the question up, it's not their fault because the original intent of that question is let's have the students go into Vancouver's website, find out the breakdown, do a deep dive. What's the ethnicity breakdown in Vancouver? That's the original intent of that question.
Hmm.
But when they go to AI, when they type in it in Google, Google's giving them that answer.
Right. Yeah.
So that research is gone.
Yeah. That's such a
So,
good point.
so we got to change our questions.
Yeah.
I'm gonna flip again and tell you about technology again. Do you remember bed mass?
Oh yeah. Oh my gosh. I feel
And
like
why
bed math is ingrained in like a whole generation's brain, but
why do we need to learn bed mass?
mm,
Why what's the main reason we need to learn bed mass? Because
I mean,
calculators couldn't calculate it,
yeah,
right?
we got to
Guess
do it
what?
ourselves, right?
Guess
So,
what? Calculators do it now.
yeah, that's true.
No, phone iPhones were doing it. And even my kids' calculators, and probably from the dollar store, Cast company, says
Hmm.
let's see, all their calculators now calculate bed mass for us.
Yeah. Well, I think that brings up such an important point too, Nigel, that like the skills that students need to learn now to be so successful like in the future are shifting. Like they're not the same
Yes.
skills that we learned or we needed, and that like, being able to sort of adapt to that is so important, like you were saying.
Yeah, the adaptability is huge. Like if you listen to anybody who talks about our education society, they will always reference back to John Rockefeller
Mm,
and why they created the modern system of education. Now, education's been around forever because Little House on the Prairie had their schoolhouses.
yeah.
So they can't say Rockefeller invented education, but in the industrial age, kids were brought to school to learn how to follow instructions, how to do what they were told, and
Hmm.
repeat, 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 so they could go work in a factory.
Yeah.
We no longer, we still have factory workers, but the percentage of people working in a factory, I don't know the stats, but they've dropped.
Yeah.
So we got to be able to get these kids to adapt to different skills. And I shared with Claire a clip from the I Generation, the book I Generation. I listened to it on audio, but it talks about near the end electronic electronic textbooks and how they're going now. And kids' attention spans are 3 4 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
3 4 minutes. Kids no longer read an 8 minute story, an 8 page story. Remember what happened.
Yeah.
Their attention spans are 3 4 minutes, and that's all they got. And that's why Edwin is so cool because they read, they watch, they write, they present, they research. I know it's a long way around it, but Edwin is just gives me so many different ways for the kids to show me their knowledge, show me what they've learned. It lets my writers write, it lets my computer people do their computer work, my presenters present.
Yeah, that's
Whereas before I
awesome.
wouldn't have had that. It would have been here's your textbook,
Mm,
here's your handbook, here you go. We'll do an experiment or two, and even experiments, they're hands-on, but kids more hands-on is more technology based. Show me what you can do in Canvas. Create me a PowerPoint.
yeah.
Give me a PowerPoint with voiceover. Give me a video clip. That's the stuff that's going to be more useful to them.
Yeah, for sure. Oh my gosh, for sure. And like just knowing how to sort of leverage that technology like for student skills. But I think like it's such an interesting topic, and this comes up all the time, in education, of the balance of screens. And sometimes you get people on one side who are like, we're spending too much screen time, but then on the other side, it's how students learn and what they're engaged, and it's very much a technological generation. They grew up on technology, like right from the get-go. So how do you sort of use tools like that? You already alluded to how Edwin can help, but I guess what are some strategies that you have of using the technology to keep students engaged, but also like dealing with that balance?
Dealing with the balance, it's really let's firstly say that these kids today do not know a world without cell phones. So cell phones are
Mhm.
not going away. Do cell phones need to be in the schools? No. Do we need to ban them from the schools? Yes. Do we need to ban them from the workplace? Probably yes as well.
Yeah.
Okay, but that's one problem at a time. How do I keep them engaged? Just by giving them different ways to show things. Like I'll go back to Edwin math again. The progress checks are absolutely phenomenal. Phenomenal piece. You can throw that, give me the similar thing for science and social, and we're moving forward. When you got automatic assessment right there, done on your computer, and the kids have done it, that's just boom, moves on to the next. We can use it for assessment for, assessment of, assessment and learning, whatever, all the different assessments. If they ain't getting it, you ain't moving on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's just plain and simple. I always say, I talk about it in my talk, in my speech, that if the students don't get it, it's not completely their fault. If everybody bombs on a test or on a project, it's my fault.
Yeah.
If everybody bombs a project, it's my fault. It's just plain and simple. If I have three bomb, three ace, the rest in the middle, I'm fine because
Mm-hmm.
that's the way the scale works.
Yeah.
Um, but if I got my top three bombing, then I know I did it wrong.
Yeah.
If I got everybody bombing, it ain't the kid's fault. It's my fault. And so
For
that's
sure.
what I call accountability.
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
call it accountability. It's like because I didn't teach it right. I don't. Everybody's not going to get an A. If everybody's getting an A, then I'm. If everybody gets an A, I ain't marking hard enough,
Yeah.
and I didn't teach enough. Everybody's getting A's. The
Yeah.
world's not
True.
full of A's. Every class you walk into is going to be the same breakdown to a degree. I don't care where you teach. So that's back to my original question. How do I keep them engaged with the screens? Give them different options. I've hate to say this. I let my kids go to Minecraft once in a while.
Mm-hmm.
I apparently they tell me it's educational, but it's like a
Hey, I
reward
don't
for
knock it. I did the same thing like in I think it was grade 3. We used Minecraft for essentially to teach them. Like we were looking at structures and building and I was like, why not? We have access to it in our
they have access
school.
to it. So they're going to be on it. So
Yeah.
that's the reward. Eventually I might learn or I might not, who knows.
Yeah.
But we have to accept that the technology needs to be there. And I don't have to put everything on paper. I'm also using I use technology so much I don't even realize how much I use until I think about it.
Yeah.
Really, because all my science, I don't even have science notebooks. I don't have science, social, or geography notebooks because what they do is they answer it on Word
Hmm.
and submit it to, I don't even know, digital two learning. But Edwin coupled with D2L, which is what the whole purpose of these two working together, they type input, I got it right there. There's no
Mm.
paper involved. I don't want to give kids reasons to not come to school, but if they're not here for whatever reason, I gotta get a class. So I don't have to worry about it this year. But if you got a kid who is missing 20 days of school a year, and they're saying, well, I don't know, I can't do the work because I wasn't here. No, it's on D2L.
Yeah.
Here's your link to Edwin. Here's your lesson. Go do it. Get it done.
Hmm.
You don't have to stop and teach for one or two people, which I never do anyways.
Yeah.
But you can't have these people saying, well, where's the work and where's the lesson? And let's face it, parents are always going to want the best for their kids.
Hmm.
So we might as well put it on D2L because they're going to demand it anyways, even if their kids off half a month.
Yeah.
So we might as well just do it anyways. Like I'm telling my boss the other day, I don't do everything I should. I just do everything I'm told.
Yeah.
So I don't always do it the first time, but when she tells me to do it, I will do it.
Yeah, there you go. So
And
do you
that's
find on that point, Nigel, like, do you find leveraging the technology helps you to like differentiate more and meet students where they're at? You were talking before about, if you have students like with an Edwin, it helps you to meet the students who are like really high or students who maybe need another extra support. Like, do you find the technology helps you do that too, where you can assign this group needs this group needs this?
and that's the beauty of it because especially with technology, you can assign hits different work and nobody has to know.
Mm,
Like when I was in the old-fashioned paper world, I would deal from the bottom of the deck to my modified students.
right.
So for those of you who don't understand, here's your pile of papers. You get this, you get this, you get this, you get this, you
Hmm.
get this. So no one needs to know. Sometimes they would say, how come mine's different than yours?
Yeah. A little bit more obvious when it's right
Right.
on paper
But on
in
the
front of you,
computer,
right?
you can just assign different work. You can assign different questions. I have a different group using the struggling readers.
Mm,
So
hmm.
they're listening to a book on
Hmm.
YouTube because I have the technology for them to do that. And then
Hmm.
they go and answer the questions that I posted on D2L. I sit with them one-on-one when I can, or I got my EAs or whatever. And the other ones are doing their work, they're reading regular, but their questions are on D2L and they
Hmm.
post them there. Or they put them on paper. But it gives me so many more options.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. And I think that, social emotional sort of safety piece is so key too, because it just allows students to see like I can do this and I'm successful and I don't have to necessarily feel like I'm different than everybody else or I can't do
And
it.
yeah, and the world's changed so much, and we got to keep that in mind
Hmm.
because every class is different. And like I said, last year's class, they didn't mind speaking up and reading out. I've had classes where you ask the person to read out loud, forget it, that ain't happening.
Yeah.
That ain't happening. Like I've had classes where the idea of presenting in front of the class, I didn't even bother with it.
But I think you're really highlighting like something that is standing out to me just from like hearing you talk is you sort of like learning from your students as much as they learn from you and like really leaning into their interests to inform like how you teach essentially. And I think it's so important what you said about, no two classrooms are alike and it's so true. Like you gotta meet your students where they're at for
Got to
them
meet
to
them
be
where
the
they're
most
at. And
successful.
it's funny, my funniest story was a couple years ago. It was actually it's a Minecraft story.
Hmm.
And I had this one guy, great kid. I couldn't get him to say boo in class. Couldn't get him to do any work. He wouldn't even speak.
Mm.
Finally, I said, you guys got to teach me how to do this Minecraft thing. So we went on the big screen and they started teaching me how to do Minecraft. I had no clue. I was lost completely. And they would tell me, do this, do that. I said, ooh. And I had an EA in the class and she said, you know when Mr. Romany's telling you guys about double dribble and you have no clue? And they go, yeah. Well, that's how he feels right now.
Yeah.
Because they weren't athletes, okay? So I was complete, but they taught me. I got a little bit of it. Do I remember it? No. Well, the point of the story is a week later, this guy starts participating in class.
Mm.
He starts participating, starts talking to me. Still didn't gonna do a lot of work, but he ended up talking to me and going throughout the year because I had him teach me how to do Minecraft.
Yeah.
So he taught me. So that opened him up. For my students, I learn from them every day
Hmm.
because I learn what makes them tick. They make me better. They keep me young. I'm an old guy, but they keep me young. I guess still gotta watch TikTok to learn some of the six,
I was gonna
seven.
say you teach grade 6, 7, so do
I
you
had to
get
cut
the
that off
six,
after 3 days.
seven
I
every
cut that
day?
off after 3 days because
I don't blame you.
we meet him in the hallway, and I said, "Look, guys, I like before we come in, and I will say 6, 7, silent read."
Yeah.
That's
I
the
love that.
instructions, right? And six. And I said, that's enough. We're not going through this all year.
That's all you get.
Yeah. But yeah, I learn constantly from them because they're the ones I'm teaching. They're they're my audience, so to speak. So
Hmm.
I have to be able to adapt to my audience to a degree.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're not going to change me. They're just going to change the way I do things and change the way I get things across.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a great way to put it. Okay.
When I first
Hmm.
started as a supply teacher, I would walk in because I was all about control. As a supply
Mm-hmm.
teacher, it used to be about control. I would say you guys got two ways to do things: my way and my way.
Yeah.
But that was only for a day. So that line only worked. I only had to use it for a day in something high school classes for a period. But I've changed and evolved. You got to be able to work with them. So
Yeah, for sure. And I think to your point, like it's so sometimes it's different when you're building that relationship for one singular day versus you're building that relationship to have for 10 months straight.
yeah,
Right? So
absolutely. So yeah, I don't smile in the morning, but the ones who know me say, "Oh, you're just a big teddy bear." I say, "Shh, shh,
don't let them know.
don't let them know."
Yeah.
But I know I'm doing all right when I got like I'm 6'1". When I got like a 5 foot girl coming over and smiling, when she's going home and saying she's having a great time at school, I know I'm doing something right.
Absolutely.
So I know I'm doing something right when she's going home and doing that and smiling. So
At the end of the day, that's what it's all for, right?
sure.
So I have one more official question to ask
Yes.
you. And this is something that we're trying to ask like everyone we talk to. So what would you say is like the best advice you were ever given when teaching, or like one thing that stuck with you the most?
Um, wow.
The big question, I know.
The big question, one thing that stuck with, we're not going to win all the battles. We're not going to win them all. And this is actually from my current boss. It's probably why we get along so well. And you kill them with kindness. And surprisingly enough, I hate when she does this. She's always right. So I stopped arguing with her like years ago. But there was a student who she said, smother them with kindness, kill them with kindness. And I did. And it worked out.
Yeah.
We got over everything and we got through it. And they see me now in the community. Oh, how you doing, Mr. Roman, and all that. And I go, wow. Right. Because I was talking to a younger guy, a younger teacher yesterday. And he goes, well, if I do that, then they're going to think they won.
Mm,
We got to stop right there. It's not about who wins and who loses. It's not. And I get that if you're a young teacher. You want to exert your dominance.
mm,
You want to exert your authority. Sometimes you got to give up that authority.
yeah.
Sometimes you got to not give it up, but let them see you're vulnerable. Let them see. So that kill them with kindness has worked well for me because when the time comes tough and you need to get hard, you can do it if you were kind before.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's such great advice, I think. No matter if you aren't, like you said, a new teacher, or like a seasoned teacher, and I think just in general, like the world could use a little bit more kindness right now,
Now,
right?
for new
So,
teachers, it's interesting because new teachers still have to build that rapport and
mhm.
build the authority, but you can still be kind while doing it.
Yeah.
You can still be kind while doing it.
Hmm.
But as old grizzle folks, you got to make sure we're still kind.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. That's awesome. Well, thank you so much, Nigel. Is there anything else, I guess, like in that, you would
No,
want to share that we haven't covered? But
I just want to say that anybody who's listening out there, adapt. If you don't adapt, you are going to fall behind or get run over by that train.
mm,
You are going to get run over by a train. You're not even going to see it coming because you may think you know it all. You may know some of it. You don't know it all. I've been there, done that, still doing it, still learning. We teach, but we need to learn as well.
Mm,
When we're willing to become learners, then we become better teachers.
absolutely. Well said.
Thank you.